Britain watched as Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on the 28th of July, 1914. Russia mobilized their army in defense of Serbia, which led to Germany declaring war on Russia on the 1st of August, 1914. Then declaring war on France the 3rd of August, 1914. Britain had not made any moves at this point until the Germans instituted the Schlieffen Plan, then invaded Belgium to get to France. This act broke the Treaty of London signed by both Germany and Britain in 1839, which stated that Belgium was to remain neutral and any move against them would be considered an invasion. On the 4th of August, 1914, Britain officially declared war on Germany.
Many British citizens believed the war was going to be over by Christmas. There were parades to show off the new recruits going to war. When Britain asked for 100,000 volunteers, they got 750,000 in a month. As the war raged on, inflation consumed the lands. Attacks on British supply ships by German U-boats, coastal attacks by the German Navy, and bombings by Zeppelin aircrafts became more common. The demand for ammunition had become so high that factories worked around the clock. The lack of sleep caused the accidental exploding of many factories. The life of a British soldier was difficult. Every soldier lived in the trenches, crowded next to each other, unable to advance to enemy trenches. The experience of war shaped people's belief. For some, the futility and brutality of the lethal conflict destroyed any vestige of faith, while others found refuge in their religion. Often the pain of war altered but did not erase faith. Superstition was also rife in the trenches, with lucky charms and routines offering some small measure of comfort and control at a time when life and death seemed random and out of control. For those on the home front and for those survivors and bereaved after the war, contact with the afterlife offered some gleam of comfort. The British began using prisoners of war in 1917. When soldiers were captured during the war, they were put into camps. Most camps had poor conditions and were so close to combat that stray bullets would kill prisoners. If you were captured, you wished you were captured by the British, since you had a higher chance of survival compared to the Central Powers and German camps. The most common weaponry used to protect the prisoner camps as well as military camps were machine guns. The most notable, however, was a Lewis gun Mark I. This was the machine gun preferred by the British Army for its versatility. It could be placed on the walls of forts as a defense weapon, mounted on vehicles and aircraft, or carried as a light machine gun for infantry troops. When the enemy was farther away, or the British wanted a more precise shot, they used the Lee Enfield No. 1 Mark III. It was a bolt-action rifle, mostly used by snipers as the bullet was still deadly at 550 yards to 503 meters. A bayonet could also be attached to this rifle, making it much more deadly at close range. When enemy soldiers hid in bunkers, the QF 18-pounder field guns and the captured German Lance-type trench mortar were used. The German Lance trench mortar could fire a 3-inch shell up to 1,200 yards away and were mainly used against bunkers or overwhelming opponents. In the end, both the Allies and the Central Powers lost more than they gained, and both sides forgot what really started this war.